Oh my god, I love Queen's Right, dude. Good. You read the title. I'm stoked. I'm super stoked to have you with me. I need a fucking vape, man. I hope you're all doing well. How's that look? Does that look like shit? This is the silver play. We'll get into all that in a whole nother video. You read the title. I'm really excited to bring you this, and I'm really especially excited to bring you the wicking I'm using in these. It's been working fantastic for me. I think it'll clear up a lot of stuff, man. I think it'll clear up a lot of the leaking issues people are having. And that's what I'm hoping, and that's what I try and do. That's what these videos are, man. Just hopefully, help you to decide whether or not you want to purchase a certain item, or just to overlook something. Just kind of get the idea of it. It's just a rough draft for you to take and carry on, man. Yeah. Bunny milk from Expatios is. Right on. Okay. God, fuck, I'm all over the place. We're hanging out. We've got the goblin down here in its packaging. We got a giveaway to do at the end of this video. That's gonna be a lot of fun, man. That's gonna be so much fun, and I'm super blessed, And this is gonna be a really cool, long video, man. I'm not really even going in on this thing. Should we hit it hard? It's okay. It's okay. Let's take it down, man. Let's get into this thing. Here we go. Oh, wait. There we go. I'm using a paper towel today, and hopefully we'll try it out for today at least. Hopefully it won't get too much in the way. If it does, I'll switch to a towel. But here's the packaging of the goblin. Youde, they got a kind of holographic look to them. Very nice packaging here. Everybody's kind of, I don't know if you noticed lately, but they've been stepping up their packaging. A lot of companies. It's great stuff here. The goblin. What is the goblin? I guess we could have talked about that up top. It's a rebuildable tank system. Think Orchid, guys. We'll get into that a little bit more. In the box, you're going to pull out the sleeve like you saw there, and you're going to get this. Let's open it all the way up. Pretty good job describing this whole thing here. And if you get one, it's going to kind of tell you everything about it. Tools of the trade and all sorts of stuff. So we'll fold that up. We won't get too much into this one. Nice touch, especially for somebody just barely getting into these. You'll be great with this. Open up the flap, and again, you're going to have some writing. 46mm height. Perfect match for your pocket. Copper pan contact, 7mm, 3mm large air holes, and drip tip, huge clouds. Okay, glass tank, health friendly, 304 food grade stainless steel, and leakage proof. That's what you got there, man. And on the back, before we pull out the tank system, it says a DIY atomizer on there. Flip that open, and you get a little bag of tricks, man. Let's pull it out. Get an extra screw, and I just got one in mine, one screw, and that'll fit on the deck of the atomizer itself. Pull forward, and some O-rings, some appears to be 3mm braided eco wool. Oops, don't want to lose that. Pop that back in, and what appears to be 24 gauge. That's my guess. Pretty thick stuff though. Let's pop that in here, and let's pull out Goblin. There it is. Pop that thing right out, and then you're left with this. Back you up. The Goblin from youde. We kind of went over the grade, what it's made out of, and there's those airflow holes. Copper on the bottom. There's a serial number, and Goblin right here on the side. Okay. Fill hole. And I'm going to take that out now, as a matter of fact. And what's nice about this one is you can fit these big old suckers in there to get those out. And it actually fits really nice. Unscrew that. Okay, no O-ring on it. That's just fine. I haven't had any leaking flying out of that at all. It doesn't need an O-ring, in my opinion. So that's perfectly fine. Let's set this where we won't lose it. And I'll put it right in the drip tip I'm going to be using today. Okay, copper. Like always, let's go ahead and start from the very top of this thing. Right? Let's start with the top cap. Everything's held together by threading on the chimney top section and this cap right here, and everything's kind of press fit. Right? So let's go ahead and unscrew the top. Okay. Really quick to get on and off. As you can see there wasn't much threading to have it tight. There's not a lot of screwing and unscrewing here, which is nice. Let me set this off to the side. And we're left with this. Okay. Nice work. Nice O-ring in here. I didn't see an orange O-ring, guys, in that bag of tricks. Nope. Just the black ones. Wow. Okay. Orange O-rings here. And that's going to be the cushion for your glass section, which we're going to talk about next. Nice opening. And again, the threading on this is really nice. Let me see if I can get even a little closer here for you. Threading's been really nice on this. Nice work. youde, it's expected, really. Okay. And I'll write down here where you can get it down the screen, guys. I'll write it down there. Maybe in black, so it'll show. Maybe like right there. I'll write it. Okay, and I'll set that off to the side. Next up, glass section. Nice, and there's no sharp edges on this. There is one little spot on it, but other than that, it's pretty damn smooth and thick. However, though this is thick, my dude down at the Coiler, I believe, down at Riverwalk Vapors, he had his, he dropped it, not from too high, but it shattered very easily, so be very careful with these. Even though it looks thick, it can break fairly easy. Okay. If you have a billow and you're looking for a replacement, let me show you this too. This is a cargo tank. This works just fine. This works just fine in here. Fits the exact same. And it works just fine. Just so you know, that's a good way to replace that glass section if you have broke it. Because I haven't seen any replacement parts for this. I got like 3 or 4 of those, man. Just to have on the side. Okay. Chimney. Top. Kind of tinny here. It feels kind of thin. Kind of thin for the most part. Just a hair. I'm trying to get you guys nice and close here. That's probably the best we're going to get. A little tinny and a little crunchy on the threads, but not bad. Give you all the views of this. Nice conical shape in there. That's really going to help. And a little wider than your standard K-Fun or whatnot, or even Orchid. You know, it's just a little wider. That's just going to help for a little more vapor, guys. Really. And an O-ring. Of course, definitely an O-ring on top of that, which is a good look. That's going to keep it, you know, from leaking out the top there. Next up, the barrel section of the chimney. We'll unthread that, and we'll show you the threading in there. Threading on this is not too bad, though it might look, you know, kind of crunchy, really. It's not bad, guys. It's not. Again, kind of tinny. Okay, I mean, you could probably take this and bend it and kind of ovalize it, so a little careful with that, as you can see how thin that is. So be careful with that. And if you're wondering why not go thicker on that, this is why. Next up is this ring, and I'll show you, as a matter of fact, right now. See how thin that is? Front to the edge of that, right here. They had to go thin. To keep it at 22 mils, they had to go thin there. I mean, I'm sure there's other design ways of doing it, but let's just go ahead and just move on here. UD logo right here on this one, this section, and we'll unscrew that. Nice threading. Greeted with something you guys would recognize from a K font on there. Nice threading though. The engraving is nice. I got it, and you can kind of see these little, yeah, see how that was there when I got it. And of course the dog needs to come in. Of course you do. Come on. Alright. Apologies, guys. Nice threading, and again, agree with another O-ring, and this is the other side that your glass section sits on for a cushion. Not bad. But yeah, there's just little nicks and dings in it, and that's how I got it, and it's okay. Really, it is. The bottom section right here, this is your AFC. There's that airflow hole. So how'd they do this? How does the design work here? They went completely through the deck, one side to the other. Alright? And then they drilled down into it, and as you can see, well, very well done. There was no extra, like, if you remember the Freak Show video, right? We're talking about loose pieces of metal in there and stuff like that. Nothing's in there, it's nice and smooth. Very well done here. But let's go ahead and take this off, just a little twist. Pops right off, O-ring holds it on. And everything's well done here as well. A little crispity crunchity, but you know, really well done. Huge, huh? Very big. We'll set that off to this side. We kind of went over the bottom pin here, which could use some cleaning. Dang, I should have cleaned that. Which is no problem. And as you can see in there, that's where those airflow holes that go to the deck are. There's one right there. And one right there. Pretty cool little concept. And the deck section. There it is. Now this is a pretty small deck to build on. Typically I like 3/32 builds in here. I've been going with the 5/64. It just fits in there really nice. It really does. Now when you get this and you kind of pull through it like you were to draw on it, you know, just see how airy it is, you're gonna feel like it's really airy. But after you put a build in here, it restricts the airflow a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a build today that I feel like gets the very most airflow for you. Okay, nice threading on all this, huge channels. Check those channels out. Check those channels out, and they are just monstrous. It's great though, and very well done. Now the insulator. Let's see if we can get you to focus on there. Well, let's do. Hopefully you can see that insulator. See how it's kind of crushed down right there? 28 gauge twisted builds in here. You know, it did kind of melt that insulator. And if you can see, yep, there we go. See right there? And then on this side as well. And I didn't touch it with my coil. That's something you want to keep in mind when building this, okay? You don't want your coils touching anything here. That's the wall of the chimney, the floor of the deck here, nothing. Okay? But this is going to happen over time. Now, even though that insulator is looking pretty beat up, it hasn't spun on me, okay? The block has not spun on me, which is great. Also, something to note, my IPv3, okay, you guys all know them, love them. Unscrewing it, while I'm here, after unscrewing this from my IPv3, after I pulled it off the 510 connection, this screw had loosened back on me. And it was a simple fix. I just went back in, tightened it right back up. No problem, and I haven't had a problem since. keep that in mind, okay? If you have an IPv3 or something with kind of a stiff spring-loaded pin, alright? Just keep that in mind, and maybe just take a flathead to it when you get it, and just make sure it's a little extra tight there. Don't go too hard. Copper strips pretty easy. That's pretty much what I have to show. Let's show the eyelets. This, I'm going to open all these up as far as I can, and I'll show you, and they are more than generous for what this atomizer can handle. It really is. This isn't something that I would put like a 20 gauge build in, you know? Definitely not. Okay, there we go. There you go. They're all nice and straight. Nice job, huh? Not bad. Not bad at all. These screws are small. I don't really like that too much. And also they bottom out. Okay, so sometimes I have problems. You know, I'll go down to fasten my wire. Let's see if I can get it in the shot. That'd be kind of cool to do. And you're going down, you're fastening down to tighten down your wire, and it bottoms out. And it doesn't really trap. It's bottomed out right there. It doesn't trap the wire very well. Keep that in mind. So when I first built this, what happened was that happened. Really, it just bottomed out, and it wasn't giving me a solid connection. So what I did is I took 4 strands of 32 gauge Canthal and I twisted them together. Stuck them on in there, and it was a fantastic vape. A super solid vape, guys. Solid. Definitely highly recommended. And I was going to do that tonight, but I decided last minute that we're going to keep it simple. 26 gauge, nichrome, 80. Right? I think we might go 7 wraps, 8 wraps on this 5/64. Okay? The 1.9 millimeters. Okay. I think that's what we're going to go for today. And let's build it, man. Let's just get to it. Throw on my tenderfoot stand. Okay. How's that? Is that in the shot good enough for you guys? You guys like it pretty close, I know that. I'll leave it just like that while I get my wire ready here. 26 gauge nichrome series. Nichrome 80. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm glad I didn't forget, there was a very nice lady who commented she wanted to see my clippers. And yes, I'm going to show you right now that I use for cutting my can. And I got my clippers at Harbor Freight. I'll back you up. Here they are. They're like $1.50, I think. I got them on a good sale. These are great. And as you can see, they're thin. They get really close, and I'll show you. It's very important to get close on building tanks like this. It's very important to get nice and close when you're clipping these leads. Right? There we go. It's great. So it looks like we're open all the way. Let's go 8 wraps, 5/64. 8 wraps. I'm going to go ahead and take my pliers, and I'm going to really tug down on these leads because I want them nice and snug. Nice and snug, man. That's the way to do it. And like these little edges right here, you know, see how this one's like all kind of cockeyed? Just clip that, man. You don't want that. Just clip any edges that might get in the way of making it hard for you to build. And let's just pop it in. Now I'm going to put my lead in this one. Okay, I'm going to skip one. Usually you'd go like this. Some people do this still, actually, and it's no big deal. You can do it either way. Whatever way works. But I'm going to go ahead and skip that and go to this one. That's going to help me center these coils because you have to do that in here, okay? It's just optimum for flavor. As you can see where that airflow hole is. That's where we want our coil. And I feel like the angle of the camera might be off. And I'm going to fix that because I want you guys to get the most out of this. Okay. It's a little better. What do you guys think? Is that a little better? Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to line it up right with that airflow hole, and I'm gonna make sure I leave space between the block and the coil. Okay? And what I'm just simply gonna hold it there, because I'm gonna push these into the middle. I'm gonna hold it there the best I can. Just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these down. But I want some room. You need room to hold the, you need room to push these coils over. That's why there's a little extra length on these leads. Okay, so we're looking at something like this. Doesn't look that good, right? Let's push it up. Okay, we're gonna bring it up. Okay, and we're gonna push it towards the center. Don't be afraid. Just like that. Okay, but I want it close. I want it right over the airflow hole, but I want it close to that block. Just like that. Just like that. You see how close I am to that deck? There we go, it's a good shot of it. Now, it's important that especially on this part, right on this lead right here, that you clip this as close as you can possibly get it. It's got to be flush. That's flush. What if it's not? Ooh, that point's a little out, but I think we're gonna be okay. I think we'll be okay. As flush as you can get it. That's the most important thing. So why is that important to do that? If that isn't flush, to 8. If that's not flush, okay, and let's say you have some lead hanging out, and you go to dry fire this, and that lead's touching this coil, you're gonna pop your coil. Okay. So just take the time to get it nice and flush when you can. Let's do it again. Now I want you to notice something. I want you to see that. Notice the angle of my lead here coming off my coil. See if I can hold it there like that. Notice how it's kind of going out and then out. That's going to help me get around this next coil. See that? Try and show it again. Pop it in there. See how it just kind of swoops around it. Pop that in as well. And we're just going to repeat here. Okay. I want to leave just a little space there. Make sure you got it right where you want it. That looks pretty good there. I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm just going to go ahead and tighten down. Good. 26 gauge I found, at least with my screws, okay, the screws that I have with my atomizer, the wire needs to be pretty thick to really grab these things. Okay, and I'm going to push it over again. Mean it. Be aggressive. And then one more tighten down. Nice and tight. Yeah, that wire's bottomed out right there. I don't like that. I just don't. See that? See how this one's moving? There we go. Good. Okay, that's what we're looking at now, right now, guys. Hopefully it's not too hard to see. Okay, nice and even height. Fairly evenly spaced. I think I could go in a little further on this one. But, I think we're going to be okay for this. I think we're going to be okay for this. Again, nice and flush. And that's where these pliers come in handy. You want to get in there, man. And, you know, I'll try and keep this in the shop. I'm going to go down there. There we go. Nice and flush. That's even okay. That's kind of wrapping up there. Good. I'm happy with that. Let's measure it. Let's measure it. As you can see, this thing's really easy to build. Okay, 0.20 ohms. Nice and solid read there. Okay, and now we're going to fire this, and we're going to measure it after that as well. I got my 2.6 copper clone here. Let's go ahead and do it on that. Back you up. that enough room? Yeah, that's enough room. Yep, I got some ceramic tweezers here. And let's go ahead and just kind of nice and easy, just a couple pulses. Pinch that. And you gotta watch your coils too in these tanks. What happens is, even though you got it in there straight, when you fire it, it tends to pull in towards that block. Okay, so just be wary of that. And you might be noticing that I'm taking my time with this, because I want these. When you're building a tank like this, you don't ever want to second guess your build, because you're going to be putting a piece on, you're going to be putting a chimney over this, you're going to be building this tank up, filling it with juice, and going out the door. You have to do a good job on these builds. It's very important, okay? I think. I'm happy with that. I think that'll do just fine. Going from the inside out, and with nichrome, you don't want to pulse too much, but I'll do one more. That's good. Okay. And I want to measure it again. Okay. I want to measure it one more time, just to make sure here. Okay, and that's why. Okay. I don't know if it's my ohm reader. But it's matching up with my IPv3. It's reading the exact same my IPv3 as it is on here. But this has been happening to me. It just jumps. Okay, nichrome, it does that. It does that. And that's why I measure it. So it's about 0.3 ohms, which I'm super fine with. Now, on to the wicking portion. How are we going to wick it? You can use Japanese cotton, and I thought about using that in this one, but I think I'm going to use something that I know everybody has. And it's going to be a cotton ball. Alright? I got one rolled out here. I'm just going to pull. I mean, you don't need much when it comes to these, 5/64 coils. They are not big by any means. Okay? Now, I'm going to do what Maestro does. I'm going to move some stuff out of my way here. Trade you for you. Give you guys some room to see here. Move the atomizer. I'm going to do Maestro's method here. And by simply rolling the cotton like this, it really does help. Okay, but the same process goes no matter what you use, the way I wick my tanks. Okay. And I'm just rolling one way. I'm rolling it, and then I'm picking it up and bringing it back. But I'm lightly pressing on this. And it's just kind of, it's just kind of, as you can see, it just kind of grabs this paper towel, or whether you use a towel or whatnot. And I want to get this fairly small, but I don't need it like really, really small, because I still want it fluffy. I want coil, and then I want fluffy cotton coming off of it on both sides. And that looks good. Now, what I used to do is I used to take my scissors right here, and I'd cut this in half. And then I would try and stick in my coils. I found that if you rip it in the middle, it gives you these fluffies, and it makes a great point. Okay, makes a great point, and that's how we did it. That's the process of getting the cotton ready for this part right here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna thread this through, and I got this aimed at towards you. I got it stuck in there. This part right here seems to be like my thumbnails on like every one of my videos. Alright, so you want your cotton not too tight and not too loose. You just want it snug. Okay. And I might have too little. Yep, if you don't like it, get rid of it. I'm gonna try this side. I might have to roll out some more. It just didn't feel right to me. That feels perfect to me. Pull it back on itself. That's good. I'm happy with that. It's coil, and then it's fluffy on the outside of it. That's what you want. Okay. I'm gonna have to roll out some more, and actually put some on the side just in case that were to happen. And I'm just gonna roll some out real quick. You guys already saw this, so I kind of busted out here. Okay, flip it around, and we'll do it again. Stick it in. And as I'm pulling through this side, I'm pulling back this way. And that's thinning out the cotton to really... There it is. That feels good. That feels okay to me. I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's what we got. Nice and fluffy off the coils. Now, you want to take both strands, pinch them together, and cut it dead even with the base. And I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to leave the scissors there. See that? Dead even with the side, the best you can. Okay. Same side, same thing on this side. Okay. Now we're left with this. Okay, now I'm going to trim it up. I'm going to come through, and I'm just going to sit here, and I'm going to clip it. Now, I'm kind of at an angle on this one. Okay, and I'm just kind of coming through, and I'm giving it a haircut. Alright. I'm kind of lifting up on that, really getting that. I want it even with this side. I want to be able to clip and not catch any cotton when I'm on this side. Like that one looks a little hairy right there. Okay. And you can kind of see we're almost conforming it to the deck itself. It's starting to almost become round. Okay. And I'm going to continue this, and any little piece I kind of see that might give me trouble in a minute, like this little flurry, I'm going to get rid of it. But you're like, probably wondering, why? Why do this? I'm going to show you what happens. Okay, this kind of prevents you from having to stick it have cotton come down your channels and stuff like that, okay? Like this, and so I'm kind of happy with this. Okay, but I have all these little flurries of cotton everywhere, right? So watch this, man. I'm gonna blow on it. Okay, and that's gonna really push that cotton out. See that? I'm gonna do it on both sides. Okay, now it really exposes like all this nastiness, and I'm gonna get rid of that as well. Okay. Hopefully you guys are following along with me on this. I knew this was gonna be kind of hard to kind of explain, but and I know it seems like a lot, but I'm really sitting here taking my time on this. Okay. So I kind of have this guy. There's a little fluffy fluff, right? Where are you? No, actually that looks pretty good. So now we have this kind of furry, fluffy mess. Okay? Where are you? And I'm paying attention to like underneath the coils, like I'm gonna drag that little chunklet out of there, you know, like there's a little chunklet under there, and it's clear. It's all clear debris. I blew all the debris out, but do you see how that looks now? I think the white was a bad choice for using the paper towel is a bad choice today. You know what? I don't care if it takes time. I'm changing this so you can see. Hopefully that's a little better for you. But we have this kind of furry fluff balls now on the side because I literally I blew at the sides really hard. I went, and I did this side. Then I did it underneath the coils on both sides, and then on top of the coils, and I spread them out. Now they're all spread out. Now, take your chimney section. I'm gonna put it over the top. That's right, I'm not tucking or nothing. Okay? Just make sure you don't bump your coils. Okay? And the moment you catch thread, okay, let me do that again. You guys didn't get a chance to see that. Okay? Now I'm gonna push down on it. Ooh, I don't like that. There's too much cotton right here. See that? Right here? I'm gonna get rid of that. That's too much. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take my... That is light. What is going on here? Is it the lighting in here? I just use a kitchen light. Oh yeah, baby. That's the one. I should use basil ray green, dude. Okay, so now I'm going to take my chimney and I'll put it right over the top. Just be mindful of the coils. And the moment I catch a thread, right there, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to twist it. And I'm going to look underneath right here and make sure there's just a little cotton in each channel. You see it? Hopefully you can. Yep, everything looks good. Everything looks good. That's exactly what you want to see, guys. Now I'm just going to go all the way down. There's no restriction here. No restriction at all. It's not tight to do. It's as if no cotton is there. Nice and tight. Okay, and that's what you're going to see. Now you're like, well, that's a mess. That's the beauty of the Goblin. With this two-piece design, I'm going to come through, and I'm really going to concentrate on these corners right here, on all of them. That corner, that one, and that one. I'm just going to come in lightly. I'm just going to kind of fluff it to the corner, pull everything to the corner, and just gently press down. Okay. This is like a 2-minute thing. Once you get it down, it doesn't take long. I'm just gonna pull everything to the corner. I want everything kind of running in the same direction here. And I'm not like pressing down like super hard. I'm just cleaning it up. Like this one with all that extra. I probably should have cut that off. You know what I mean? But you kind of figure that out as you go. And hopefully you can see that. I'm just kind of dragging. And I'm using the smallest screwdriver in my micro screwdriver set. Okay. And I think, oh, we got one more. I'm just going to press down in the corner. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not pressing down. I want to keep this fluffy. By fluffing out that cotton, what you did is you just kind of pushed everything out towards the wall of this thing. And you saw that we had just a little bit in each of these juice channels. There's just barely any poking down into the top of these. But look at the airflow now. Okay, I probably could have went a little closer on that one, but now this ain't done yet. Let's throw on a device. Alright. Need a vape? Look at that. Now I'm going to take some juice, and today I'm vaping on some bunny milk, strawberry bunny milk from Expadios. I'm going to put a drop here, and a drop here, and I'm going to fire it. It pulls it right in. Okay, now I'm going to do that, just a couple drops on each. I'm done. That's all the juice I want in here. But after you juice it, you can really see the hairs popping up in there. So I want to go back in there and just push those down. That's all I'm doing. Like right there, I can see it. When it's wet like this, you can really form that cotton how you want it. But I want it pulled towards those corners. That's the main thing. Sorry if that wasn't in the shot, guys. And I'm also pulling the cotton, by pushing the cotton down and by dragging it like this, you're guiding it towards those channels. Juice is going to run right up to it into the coil, and you're not going to have any leaking. If you do it like this, you should not have any leaking at all. There we go. And see, I didn't see that until I got it wet. That's the finished look. Also, I am not going to drench this cotton. I'm simply going to take my piece. I'm going to put it right on right now. And this is important here. Okay? Coil placement I should have talked about. I am right underneath the eyelets in the RDA, in the tank, on the deck. Just underneath them. See that? That's very important. Too high and you'll hit this. You'll hit these threads. That's another reason to keep it close to that block. Okay, so again, kind of crunchy threads. And then right when I get near the bottom, I'm going to feel to make sure I'm not hitting coil. Nope, not at all. Okay, let's pop this off. And remember, why didn't I completely juice that with liquid? Why didn't I do that? I'm going to tell you in just a second. Let's pop this on. Okay, airflow just sticks on really nice too, man. It's a nice fit. Really is. Next up is your bottom piece here with the youde logo on there. Nice and tight. Okay, this ring here, it's loose until you get right to the airflow. It's actually kind of stiff, but when you get to the airflow, it's kind of loose, so it does tend to move pretty easy on you. But when you have it fastened down on something, it stays. I haven't really had a problem with this at all, guys. Glass section. And then your top piece, just thread it right on. Now, when tightening it down, hopefully you can see the glass section is just a little bit too, it's almost like it's too small. Like, see how there's a lot of O-ring here, and here's there's not? So what I like to do is just use my thumb, just try and center it the best I can, tightening a little more. Okay, go back in and repeat. And I'm just trying to keep this centered. And this is just from me. I find that when filling it, if it's crooked in there, it tends to get blocked between the glass and the chimney section, especially with high VG juice, which is what I'm using today. If I were to be using a thinner juice, I would have a little extra cotton in there. Same method, just a little extra cotton in the channels. But you don't need too much more than what I put in there, ever. This technique works for anything that has a base like this. Okay, the Evil Eye. I did it with the Evil Eye from EH Pro. Not a problem. That should be tight enough there. Nope, a little more. There we go. Good. I'm pretty happy with that. We did the best we could, but it always ends up just a little crooked still. That's the finished piece, man. Let's fill it. Okay. Pop that in there just like that, and in the, it's, let me back you up just a hair so I have a little room for you. Now I'm just gonna fill it up. And where I fill mine to, and I fill it nice and slow too, I fill mine to where I can't see it anymore right here, and just right to where I just can't see it. That is when I stop filling it. And I always fill it slow. It holds 3 mils of juice too, man. So you'll definitely be filling it quite a bit depending on the build you're using in here. Again, probably one of my all-time favorite builds though is that quad twisted 32 gauge. Maybe we'll do it in a vlog or something. And I also like 28 gauge twisted in here as well, man. Both builds work really well in here. And I just fill this nice and slow. I'm creating a nice little vacuum in there. With those channels, you don't really need the vacuum too much, but as you can see, right when that bubble kind of disappears, I pull it out. Let me get it straight up though. Okay, done. Fill screw. So hopefully that wasn't too much information to process, man. But if you take the time to do it like that, you shouldn't have any problems. This screw can be a little tedious sometimes as well. Okay, you screw it down, nice and snug, and I'm going to tip it up, and usually you're going to see a couple bubbles. There's one right there, there's usually 2 big ones, and I wait for those before I vape it. I wait for those to come to the top. And there we go. Drip tip, we're going to be using the Vapetasia tip today. That's the finished look, man. What do you think? This thing's a little stunner, man. The Goblin from UD. See, there's another little bubble right there. Let's vape this thing, man. Let's take it up. So, again, a lot, and I mean a lot of information to process there, right? A lot to back you up to. A lot of information to process. If you have any questions, you guys know what to do, man. Comment down below. I know. I'm trying. I knew it was going to be coming into this video. But it's been working so well. you know what? I'll just throw it on my 2.6 clone. Let's see how she does on there. I knew going into this video that it was going to be difficult to explain. Cut it with the deck, and I literally just conform to the deck. And as you go, just blow on it. You know, like I was like, and it puffs it out. And then you can really see the scragglers. Get rid of the scragglers, alright? And use the pressure from the barrel to push that cotton down. Okay? Don't tuck anything into the channels. Use just the pressure and the natural falling of the cotton. As you go down and you go to twist it, the cotton, whatever you need, will hit the channels, and and as you twist the barrel, it's going to go with the barrel, and it's going to stop because of those channels. Those channels are going to hold enough cotton, all the cotton it needs. So you know you've filled the top of that channel perfectly. Okay? Again, let's hit it. And you won't do no dry hits, no big deal, man. Buttermilk is so good, man. You won't get gurgly weirdness. The airflow is definitely a lot higher using a 564s. Using a 332nd, it will bring the airflow down just a little bit. Depending on who you are, that might not matter. But with the 564th and the 332nd micro screwdrivers, I have found the wicking the same way, works just the same. Okay, so either way you decide, you should have really great results with this method. Okay, I've used it with cotton balls, I've used it with jab cotton. Okay, it works extremely well, and I really hope you guys give it a shot and give me some feedback. And like I said, man, if it's not working out for you, I'll go back to the drawing board, man. That's why I do this, because I love it. I really do. I love helping people, man. That's why I do this. 'Flavorful, creamy buttermilk. Oh my god. This juice is going to be in steady rotation for me, dude. Strawberry buttermilk. Steady rotation. As you can see, I have it here on a Mac, right? And it goes great. Typically when I go to work, I'll throw it on my 2.6, and this is what I'll use at work. And then on the way home, I'll throw it on my IPv3. So let me go ahead and just trade these off here. Take the silver play off. I wick the silver play the exact same as well, you know, orchids, anything. Now, something like the orchid where it doesn't have a 2-piece chimney, just, like I said, just keep an eye out. Right when you catch threads on the orchid or whatever that doesn't have a 2-piece chimney, whatever atomizer you're using, just kind of tilt it up and look down there and just make sure there's a little cotton in there. Okay? And when you're tightening down the barrel, it shouldn't be tight. You shouldn't have restriction. It should just be smooth sailing. It should, you saw it right there on video. 38.5 watts is what I'm vaping it out. And, you know, it really does just sit here and wick like crazy. And I always kind of look through this little kind of hole here to see if there's any juice in there, you know, and none, man. You just won't get it. Okay, let's talk about refilling this thing. Eventually, you're gonna refill the goblin, right? 3 ml tank, you're gonna run through it. This thing runs through juice. Refilling it, make sure all of your juice goes, when you tip it upside down, you take the screw out, make sure all this liquid is down to the bottom of the atomizer. And by the bottom, I mean the top, because you're going to flip it upside down. Make sure it's all down, okay? And fill it slowly. I found if you just go and fill it really fast, it will get a little too much juice in there, and you will have a gurgle, all right? And it's not too bad, but it's a gurgle, okay? Take your time filling this thing. A lot of information on this one. I definitely took my time with this one. The goblin has a special place for me, dude. I used to vape, and I still dabble in the 1.8% in my K-Fun especially. But I vape nothing but 6 milligram nicotine for the last maybe month. So For me, so far, for me, this is the atomizer of the year. For me, I love the goblin. I love everything it's about. Of course, it has its cons. The insulator, the bottoming out screws, only getting one extra screw in the bag of tricks. While I'm grateful they even sent a bag of tricks, right? It would have been nice to get a couple of extras. I'm sure I could find some screws to fit it though. But that's in the glass. I'm trying to get that centered. As you can see, it's still kind of cockeyed. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of cockeyed still. And I have noticed if you don't watch that and it gets too far over, you go to fill it, the juice will stay trapped between the chimney and the side of the glass, and it's a pain in the butt. And I find sometimes just flicking it, okay, kind of helps get that down. Let's bump it up to 45. See how that performs. A little warmer, a little quicker of a hit. I could sit here all day and hit this, guys, and it's not going to dry. It keeps up. Couple things as well, man. The overall look of it, man, it's so small and it looks so sick on there. I know. It's ugly, but it's teeny, it's small, and like they were saying, it's pocket friendly or whatnot. That's pretty cool, man. I'm gonna take this back down because I don't know if I liked it better at 40. Let's try. Did I try 40? I don't think I tried 40. I'm gonna find the sweet spot for this. And guys, I'm gonna show you what it's reading on my IPv3 here. Remember the reading on my meter? Alright. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. So it tends to jump a little bit, especially using nichrome 80, and I've noticed that. And that's why I kind of measured it for the second time. 0.2 seemed a little low for that build for me, and 0.3 makes a little more sense. I like it at 40. That's perfect. Is this a cloud chaser? Not really, man. You can't really, you can't put a 20 gauge build in this, and you might be able to. You might, I don't know, but it really shines at this ohm, I believe. This is a great all-day build. This is a great build for if you're going out and about, man. I mean, it's no slouch on the vapor production by any means, but when you compare it to something like an RDA like this, right? That's more like cloud chasiness to me, but this is definitely a very healthy amount of vapor. Very healthy. It's no slouch. Okay, man, that's pretty much what I got. I'm hoping I covered everything, man. I've really been looking forward to hanging out with you guys and doing this and doing the Goblin. You guys requested it, by the way. Is it that a silver plate? You guys wanted that. Let's get on to the giveaway. So in my videos, you see this stand. Okay? This is the one I use in all my videos. All of them. For the most part. Okay? This one's pretty special to me. Tenderfoot branding on the bottom. Tenderfoot vape stands on Facebook, and I'll write the exact name. I always get it mixed up, but I think it's Tenderfoot Stands, or it could be Tenderfoot Vape Stands. He makes all sorts of things from bottle holders, mod holders, cup holders, out of wood. This kid is a genius, and he's not a kid, but you know what I mean. He's a fucking genius at this thing. I'm a sucker for handmade stuff. He's donated some stands. Let's take it down, man. And yes, we are going to be giving this thing away. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful, man? Check that out. So you guys are used to seeing this one in my videos. This bowl is really cool, man. Like you just saw right there with this one. It just catches that little chunk, you know, when you're sitting there cutting, it kind of catches the cotton, and you can dump it out. It's great for holding screws, all sorts of stuff, man. He treats these, and it's almost like there's a little thin layer of wax around this, but it's not greasy, but it's wax. And it's so smooth, and there's like no little burrs anywhere. He turned this with love, man, and he's really good at what he does. He's a master. Tape's still on there. The 510 has never spun on me on any of these I've ever owned. Alright? We're giving these away, man, and he donated these to the channel. Go to his Facebook page and like that, man, and tell him thanks, dude. Tell him thanks. This is super cool of him. I'm giving both of these away, and I'll be giving this one that I use in all my videos away. Right here, man. Okay? Both of these. They're going to somebody very lucky to get one of these, man. Anybody that's ever owned one will tell you it's an amazing stand, and you know it made my building that much better, dude. Tander, I want to thank you, man. And it means a lot, dude. He reached out to me and he's like, "Look, man, let's give some away, man." And I'm stoked. I'm beyond words about this. All you gotta do to enter the giveaway is go like his Facebook page and comment down below, man. Next video, I will announce the winner. It's that easy. Yep, and somebody will win the one that the first pick will win the one I use in my videos, and the second pick will win this stand right here. Just like that, man. So let's pick it back up and end this thing. I think we're good. We good? Ooh. We're alright if it's crooked, aren't we? So there it is, man. What? Oh my god. Super cool. I love giving shit away on my channel, man. Because I kind of tend to give things away behind the scenes. I don't really talk about it because I don't feel like I need to. You know what I mean? But this is cool, man. And I know for a fact that whoever gets one of these will really enjoy it, because I won't build without them. I really won't. And if it was for Matt Coil from Suck My Mod, I would have never got my hands on one. And you know, it's been a beautiful friendship ever since I've met Tender. He's a good dude, and I respect him to the fullest. Stoked. Comment down below, man, and you are entered. You are entered. So I think that about ends it. The Goblin. All in all, guys, for me, it's the atomizer of the year. It holds a special place in my heart. I drop my neck level pretty heavy there, and it just performs well. It just boils down to how you wick it and build it, man. If you are going to do the quad twisted 32 gauge, and I've been using Nichrome 80, 32 gauge Nichrome 80 quad twisted, 4 strands twisted together, 7 wraps, 5/64, man. Right? That's what I would rock with. And you know, if you guys, you know, maybe next vlog we'll build both of these, the silver plate and the gob, and we'll do a couple different builds in them just for fun. You know. Yeah. Thanks for joining me, man. To enter the giveaway, simply comment down below. If you don't want to be public about it, feel free to email me at tjbaconreviews@aol.com. Let's end this. Man. One more thing. Like this video isn't long enough. Ray Lopez has a beauty on this bad boy as well. Before you make up your mind, go look around, man. God, there's so much I want to talk about. And I also want to thank Todd from Todd's E-Sig Reviews, man. Dude, to know you got some time for me, man, and you come hang out at these and hang out while we build, dude. I don't even know what to say to you, man. I don't even know what to say. You were definitely one of the inspirations for me starting a channel, man. And to hear you even say my name was just like, still like dragging my jaw around, you know? That's really cool, man. That's really cool. Thanks for all you do, man. Thanks for all you do. Let's end this. Clap. Yeah. See you guys.